stop right there. Before you scroll away, let me ask you something that will change how you see the world forever. Do you think being good keeps you safe? Do you believe that kindness protects you? That generosity builds loyalty? That honesty earns respect? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are about to discover the most dangerous lie society has ever told you. You've been deceived. The truth is this: being good doesn't keep you safe. It makes you vulnerable. We've all heard the saying, "What goes around, comes around." The idea that if we are kind and generous, it will come back to us, that our good intentions will lead to positive results. But here's the brutal reality. Goodness is like fire. It burns through everything you've built. Your relationships, your career, your dreams, everything. Destroyed by the very kindness you thought would protect you. Niccolo Machiavelli, the man who understood the mechanics of power better than anyone else, saw this firsthand. He watched kind leaders fall. He witnessed generous people betrayed by the very ones they helped, and he wrote it all down. Today, I'm going to share his hidden truth with you, the shocking cost of goodness that no one ever talks about. In the next few minutes, you will learn why your goodness is actually making you weak, why people don't respect your kindness, they exploit it, and most importantly, how to transform your goodness from your greatest weakness into your most powerful weapon. But first, let me be clear about something. I'm not telling you to become evil. I'm not asking you to hurt people. What I'm showing you is how to be good strategically, not blindly, because the reality is, in a world full of wolves, being a sheep gets you eaten alive. Shocking truth. 1. Goodness as exposure. Let me ask you this. Think about the kindest person you know. Now ask yourself this. Are they truly respected? Or are they the person everyone calls when they need something? You see, the reality is this. Being good doesn't make you strong. It makes you predictable. And when people can predict you, they know they can take advantage of you. When you are consistently kind, people begin to see you as someone who can't say no. They know you won't fight back. They know you'll always help, even when it costs you. And that's when you become vulnerable. Think about it. You're the office doormat, the friend who always pays for dinner, the family member who always says yes, even when it hurts you. It's exhausting, right? But you keep doing it because you believe that by being good, you'll earn respect. The truth is, your kindness makes you predictable, and that makes you easy to exploit. Let me tell you about someone I once worked with. He was the best team manager I've ever known, always helping his team, always covering for them, always putting their needs first. He went above and beyond. Sound familiar? Guess what happened? They promoted someone else over him. Why? Because nice people don't look like leaders. They look like servants, and that's how people treat them. Nice people are expected to always say yes. Nice people are predictable. They aren't seen as someone to be respected, but as someone to be used. So here's the first shocking truth. People don't respect your goodness. They exploit it. And you make it easy for them because you allow them to. Now I want you to take a moment and repeat this affirmation with me. I protect my energy. Because if you don't protect your energy, if you don't set boundaries, you'll end up drained, manipulated, and with nothing left to give. Shocking truth number 2, the generosity trap. Here's something that will blow your mind. The more you give to people, the less they appreciate it. I know that sounds backwards, but hear me out. Generosity creates short-term applause. People clap for you. They say nice things. They tell everyone how wonderful you are. It feels amazing, doesn't it? But over time, something twisted happens. Your generosity doesn't build loyalty. It breeds dependency, entitlement, and eventually, resentment. Let me explain why. When you help someone once, they're grateful. They say thank you. When you help them twice, they're thankful. But when you help them 10 times, guess what? They start expecting it. Your exceptional kindness becomes their new normal. Think about it. If you always lend a hand, people stop seeing you as someone extraordinary. They see you as someone who's just always there. And when you stop giving, they don't remember the 10 times you helped. They remember the one time you said no. And then, you're the selfish one. This isn't just about friends and family. It happens everywhere. Take work, for example. If you're always the one who stays late, it becomes expected. No one celebrates it anymore. But leave on time once, and suddenly, you're not committed. In relationships, if you always compromise, it becomes expected. But stand your ground once, and now, you're the difficult one. Generosity doesn't build loyalty, it builds addiction. And addicts, when their supply runs dry, get angry. They blame you. They call you selfish. They turn on you, just like that. Machiavelli once said, "Benefits ought to be conferred gradually, and in that way they will taste better." This man understood something that most people never learn. Scarcity creates value. The more you give, the less your giving matters. The less you give, the more people will appreciate it. Let's repeat this affirmation together. I give strategically. Because giving without boundaries will only lead to resentment. You need to be selective about where your kindness goes. When you give, make it count. Make it intentional. Shocking truth 3. The mask of virtue. Here's another truth that might make you uncomfortable. People don't care if you're actually good. They care if you look good. You see, in our world, appearances are everything. People don't judge you by what's inside. They judge you by what they see on the outside. And this is where you need to get smart. Real power isn't about being nice to everyone. It's about knowing when and how to show your goodness. It's about wearing the mask of virtue when necessary, but keeping your true strength hidden beneath the surface. Think about the most successful people you know. Do you think they got there by being nice to everyone? No. They got there by being strategic. They showed mercy when it served them, and they showed strength when it was needed. They didn't bend to every demand, and they didn't let their kindness make them weak. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." This means that your public image is everything. If people see you as weak, you will be weak. If they see you as strong, you will be strong. But here's the real lesson. Sometimes, being truly good means looking bad. Sometimes, helping someone means saying no to them. Sometimes, protecting your team means making unpopular decisions. It's not about being fake. It's about being strategic. It's about timing. Now repeat this with me. I control my image. Because if you can't control your image, how can you expect others to respect you? Shocking truth 4. The economics of power. Every single thing you do has a cost. Every favor you grant. Every time you say yes when you want to say no. Every moment you spend helping others instead of building yourself. Most good people never think about this. But here's what you need to understand. Your time, your energy, your resources, they're finite. When you give them away endlessly, you have less for yourself. And when you run out of your own resources, you have nothing left to give anyone, not even the people who truly need your help. Think about it like this. When you're on an airplane, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first, right? Why? Because if you pass out trying to help someone else first, now you have 2 people to rescue instead of 1. Life works the same way. If you keep giving without considering your own needs, eventually you'll run out of energy. Then you'll become the person who needs help. And here's the worst part. When you exhaust yourself, you become a burden instead of an asset. You start resenting people. You start resenting the very people you've been helping. And the sad truth is, you'll be less able to help the ones who actually need it. This isn't selfishness. This is self-preservation. Smart people understand this. They don't give away everything they have. They reserve their energy and resources for things that really matter. And this doesn't make them bad. It makes them sustainable. Say this with me. I protect my resources. Because if you don't protect your time, energy, and resources, you'll end up with nothing to give. And that's the real tragedy. Shocking truth 5. Strategic use of virtue. I'm not telling you to throw your virtues away. I'm not saying you should abandon mercy, honesty, and generosity altogether. What I am saying is this. These virtues must be used like weapons, precisely at the right time, for maximum effect. Think about a sword. A sword sitting on a shelf doesn't protect anyone, but a sword in the hands of a skilled warrior, wielded at the right moment, can save an entire kingdom. Your goodness should work the same way. When you help someone, it should be intentional. When you show mercy, it should be strategic. When you're generous, it should create the outcome you want. Here's how you do this. Instead of helping everyone a little bit, help the right people a lot. Instead of being nice to everyone, be exceptionally kind to those who matter. Instead of saying yes to everything, say yes powerfully to things that align with your values, goals, and vision for the future. This approach does 3 things. Your help becomes more valuable because it's scarce. People will value your kindness because they know it's not handed out to everyone. You create bigger impacts because you're focused. When you focus on helping the right people, your efforts have a lasting effect. People will respect you more because you're selective. They'll admire your strength and decisiveness in choosing where to put your energy. Think about the most respected leaders in history. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't gentle with injustice. He confronted it powerfully. Mother Teresa didn't try to help everyone in the world. She focused intensely on the poorest of the poor. Both of these were incredibly good people, but they were strategically good. They used their virtue as a tool to create change, not as a way to be liked by everyone. They knew that the true power of goodness lies in its strategic use, not its unlimited application. Let's repeat this. I choose effective kindness. Because kindness without a clear purpose will only lead to exploitation. Be strategic with your goodness. It's not about being selfish. It's about being effective. Shocking truth 6. The illusion of gratitude. This is going to change how you see human nature forever. Gratitude is temporary. Let that sink in. I know it sounds harsh, but it's true. The favors you do for people, the help you provide, the sacrifices you make, all of them have an expiration date in people's memories. Repeated favors stop feeling like gifts and turn into obligations. Here's the pattern. The first time you help someone, they're grateful. The second time, they're thankful. But by the third time, they start to expect it. They don't remember how generous you were. They just remember what you didn't do for them. And if you can't help them the fourth time, suddenly, you're the bad guy. This happens everywhere. In relationships, at work, in friendships. If you're always the one who says yes, you become the one people expect to say yes every time. And the minute you set a boundary, the minute you say no, you become the villain in their story. People forget the 99 times you helped them. They only remember the one time you couldn't. Human psychology is tricky. We get used to good things quickly. We adapt. What was once a favor, a gift, something extraordinary, becomes expected, normal. And when you're always available, your availability stops being special. People stop appreciating it. You stop being seen as someone generous and start being seen as someone who's always there, someone who can be taken for granted. Let's say it together. I create lasting impact. Don't let your kindness become invisible. Make it count when you give. Make people appreciate your help, not take it for granted. Shocking truth. 7. Results over intentions. Here's a lesson that most people overlook. The world judges outcomes, not intentions. You might have the purest heart in the world. Your intentions might be golden. But if your actions don't create the results you want, none of that matters. Look at history. Do you remember the people who meant well but didn't accomplish much? Probably not. But you can name people who got things done, people who created real change, even if they weren't always liked or admired for their actions. Now think about it. Would you rather be remembered as someone who was really nice but didn't accomplish much? Or would you rather be remembered as someone who might have seemed tough at times but made the world better in the end? Most people choose the first option because it feels safer. But here's the brutal truth. Being remembered as nice means being forgotten entirely. Real goodness isn't about maintaining comfort. It's about creating lasting impact, about resolving conflicts and making difficult decisions even when they don't look good at the time. A parent who disciplines their child isn't being mean. They're being good by teaching their child important lessons. A teacher who gives tough grades isn't being cruel. They're preparing their students for the real world. A boss who sets high standards isn't being unreasonable. They're helping their team grow stronger. Goodness isn't about maintaining peace. It's about creating progress, even if that means stepping into discomfort. Repeat this after me. I focus on outcomes, because real goodness is about results. It's about creating change, not just good feelings. Shocking truth. 8. Legacy and survival. Now let's talk about something that truly matters. How you'll be remembered and what you'll leave behind. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. History doesn't honor the merely good. It honors those who survived, endured, and turned their outcomes into greatness. Think about it. Can you name 5 nice people from history? Probably not. But can you name 5 people who created lasting change, even if they weren't always the most pleasant to deal with? I bet you can. Steve Jobs wasn't known for being nice. He was demanding, perfectionist, and often difficult to work with. But what did he create? Products that changed the lives of billions of people. His legacy is far greater than any politeness he might have shown. Now let me be clear. I'm not saying you should be mean to people. What I am saying is this. Being remembered for making a difference is better than being forgotten for being agreeable. That's the hard truth. But it's a truth you need to face if you want to leave a lasting legacy. Here's something else people often overlook. You can't create a positive impact if you don't survive long enough to make it. In business, in relationships, and in life, survival requires more than just being good. It requires being smart, strategic, and sometimes, yes, tough. The kindest people in the world can't help anyone if they're crushed by those who take advantage of them. The most generous people can't give anything if they give everything away too early. The most honest people can't speak truth if they get silenced by those who prefer lies. You have to survive first. Then you can thrive. Then you can create the legacy you want. This means protecting yourself so you can protect others. It means building yourself up so you can lift others up. It means getting strong so you can help the weak. It's not selfish. It's strategic. It's not cruel. It's careful. And most importantly, it's about sustaining your goodness so it can actually make a difference in the long run. Say this with me. I prioritize survival to create my legacy. Because you cannot help others if you cannot help yourself. Protect your power. Build your strength. Then, and only then, can you truly make an impact. Shocking. Truth number 9. It's better to be feared than loved if you can't be both. This is where we get into some of the real Machiavellian philosophy. It's going to sting, but it's necessary. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." And you know what? He was absolutely right. You see, in a world full of wolves, you can't afford to be a sheep. People respect strength more than kindness. They respect power more than politeness. Fear isn't about being cruel. It's about being able to command respect. And to command respect, you have to show strength. People may like you for being nice, but they fear you when you make tough decisions. They may love you for your kindness, but they respect you when they know you won't back down when it matters most. This is the uncomfortable truth you have to face. Respect matters more than affection. Impact matters more than popularity. Results matter more than feelings. You don't have to choose between being good and being strong. You can be both. But if you have to choose strength first. Because strength gives you the power to be good when it matters the most. Being good isn't about being weak. It's about being powerful enough to choose goodness when it counts. You get to decide when to wield your kindness and when to wield your strength. And if you're always kind without strategy, you'll never get to the point where your goodness actually makes a difference. Let's say this together. I choose strength before goodness. Because in a world full of wolves, being kind without strength is like being a lamb in a lion's den. Power and respect are earned through strength, not just kindness. Shocking truth 10. This is probably the hardest truth of all. Saying no is one of the most powerful tools you can use. Here's why. When you say yes to everything, you say no to yourself. And when you abandon yourself, you abandon everyone else too. Most people think being good means saying yes all the time. But here's the catch. Being good means knowing when to say no. Think about it. How many times have you said yes to something that drained your energy? How many times have you put someone else's needs before your own and ended up resenting them for it? Saying yes all the time doesn't make you a good person. It makes you a doormat. And doormats get walked on. But saying no is what protects your time, your energy, your resources. Saying no is what keeps your goodness from being exploited. It's what ensures that when you say yes, it actually means something. The most generous people in history didn't say yes to everything. They said no to most things, so they could say yes to the right things and make a real difference when it mattered. Machiavelli understood this. He knew that those who wish to be obeyed must first know how to command their own time, their own energy, their own life. If you can't say no, you'll never be able to say yes to what truly matters. Repeat after me. I say no to the wrong things, so I can say yes to the right things. Saying no is not selfish. It's strategic. It's how you protect your energy, your resources, and your power. Shocking truth 11. Real goodness requires courage. We've covered a lot today, but there's one final, crucial truth I want to leave you with. Real goodness, true goodness, requires courage. It requires you to prioritize outcomes over appearances. It requires you to stop asking, "Will they like me?" and start asking, "Will this actually make things better?" Being good means doing what's right, not what's easy. It means making tough decisions. It means confronting the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's why most people choose the easy path. They choose comfort. They choose to be liked. But comfort doesn't create change. It doesn't create impact. Real goodness creates change. It's easy to be nice. It's hard to be good. And here's the thing. If you're not getting the results you want from your goodness, It's time to stop being nice and start being effective. Nice people avoid conflict. Good people resolve it. Nice people tell people what they want to hear. Good people tell people what they need to hear. Nice people maintain the status quo. Good people create positive change. Let's finish with this. I choose effective kindness, because nice people don't change the world. Good people do. Shocking truth. 12. Power is in the control of perception. One of the most powerful things you can do is control how people perceive you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to be genuinely good all the time. What matters most is how you appear to others. Machiavelli understood that perception shapes reality. He said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." People will see you how you present yourself, and it's critical that you understand this. You must create an image of yourself that commands respect. An image that shows strength, not just kindness. If people see you as weak, you become weak. If people see you as strong, you will be respected. It's not about being a master manipulator. It's about using the tools of perception to create the power you need to make a real impact. Here's the kicker. Don't confuse appearance with authenticity. You can be genuine in your intentions, but the world often only reacts to what it can see. Craft your image wisely and use that image to command respect and loyalty. Repeat this with me. I control my image. Perception is power. Master it, and you master your reality. Shocking truth. 13. The true price of goodness. So let's bring it all together. The true price of goodness is not what people tell you. It's not the good karma you might expect to receive. It's the cost of giving without strategy, without boundaries, and without awareness. Goodness without strategy is dangerous. It makes you a target. It weakens you over time, draining your energy, your resources, and your power. People will use you. They'll manipulate you, and they'll turn your kindness against you. But here's the game changer. Goodness with strategy is power. It's a weapon. It's a tool for creating real change, for setting boundaries, for choosing when to help and when to say no. That's what Machiavelli knew. He wasn't promoting evil. He was promoting survival, the ability to use what you have to protect yourself and build a legacy that lasts. So here's what you need to understand. Goodness is not about being weak. It's about using your goodness strategically, about using it to build power, create impact, and shape your world. Say this with me. I choose strategic goodness, because when you wield your goodness with purpose, it becomes your most powerful tool. Now that you know the shocking truth about goodness, I want you to ask yourself, are you going to continue being good in the old way, blindly, without boundaries, until it destroys you? Or are you going to choose to be good in a new way, strategically, effectively, and powerfully? The choice is yours, but now you have the knowledge to make it wisely. So here's the real question. Will you let goodness weaken you, or will you master it and turn it into power? I want you to take control of your life. I want you to start using your goodness strategically. Protect your energy, set boundaries, and start creating the impact you've always wanted. Remember this, in a world full of wolves, don't be a sheep. Be a shepherd. Be someone who protects the flock, not through weakness, but through wisdom, strategy, and strength. If this video opened your eyes, if you're ready to take charge of your destiny, hit that like button. Subscribe to Gaka Mindset for more truths that challenge how you see the world. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, share this video with them. Your goodness is not your weakness. When used strategically, it becomes your greatest strength. Say this one last time. I master strategic goodness. Your power is in your hands. Thank you for watching. and I'll see you in the next video.